Hey y'all, welcome back to Leslie's Mature Makeup and Beauty. Today I've got a bunch of little minis and samples, and I thought we would just try to do a full face with just those things. I'd kind of been collecting them up in a little basket here, and I think I've got enough, short of like bronzer, that we can do a whole face. I did go ahead and put on some eye primer. I did not have a sample, but I did just use my little mini Urban Decay anti-aging primer potion, so that's already on. And then I have a little sampler of the NYX Bear With Me Hydrating Jelly Primer. And since I have a foundation sample, I'm just going to put this primer on one side of my face. Ooh. And it does kind of look like a clear jelly. So I'm just going to do this on one side. And then the other I'll leave, just my skincare, so we can see how this foundation looks. I had two different foundation samples, but one of them was from Lancome, and there is such a tiny amount in there. It's not enough to do your face. So do better. The one I do have those from Bare Minerals, and it looks like it should be enough for a whole face. But just look at this. This is the little sampler from Lancome, and this is one of the shades, but there's such a tiny amount in there. I mean, I could like do my forehead or something, but I don't think that would be enough to do a whole face. But anyway, the one we're going to try is from Bare Minerals. It's a Bare Pro Flawless Full Coverage. Yeah, it's just their Bare Pro foundation. It's supposed to be flawless, full coverage, lasts all day, creamy blendable texture for luxurious comfort, stay true mineral pigments designed for all skin tones. This comes in 35 shades, I think, and their little sampler had 4, so we might be able to use one of these deeper shades as a bronzer, but we'll see. But I think I'm going to try Cashmere 06. Hopefully it won't be too yellow. I'm just going to squeeze it out onto my little palette here. Oh yeah, that's a good bit. It's a pretty liquidy texture. You can see it runs pretty easily. So I'm just going to take my finger and we'll dot this on. Now that actually might have been enough for 2 applications, but we'll use my Stands Out sponge. Just get this patted in, and then we can add a little more if we need to. This should go up on Sunday, and this will be the last day that the giveaway is open, so I will choose a winner. And then I will announce that in my Wednesday video. And I'm going to try to film 2 videos today, so it may just be kind of me popping in the beginning or the end to announce who it is. And of course I'll pin a comment as well. Let's see if this will build up, since I've still got some left on the palette here. I'll take a little down my neck. I don't know that I would say that this is full coverage. I think it's a good medium, but I can still see my freckles and age spots and stuff peeking through, which I don't mind. I like a medium coverage. And of course I'm applying with a sponge as well. You always get a little less coverage with a sponge versus a brush. So how I applied it with a brush, I probably would have gotten more coverage. And as you can see, it's nice and sunny out today, so we'll go take a look in bright sunlight to see how it actually looks in real life. I feel like it's maybe emphasizing my texture just a little bit. The shade's not terrible though, but we'll let that kind of sink in. Sometimes as things sink in a little more, they start to kind of meld with the skin a little bit and look a little better. But this does retail for $35, so it's going to have to be really good to beat out my CoverGirl. And then for eyeshadow, you know, I normally do my eyeshadow first, but I've got a little Bobbi Brown shadow stick. This is one of their long wear cream shadow sticks. It's in the shade Golden Bronze. And most of this stuff I got, you know, like when I ordered something from Ulta or Sephora or whatever, that, you know how they'll send little sample packs of stuff. So that's how I ended up with a good bit of this stuff. I do think it's a good marketing idea for companies, because I have like the Grande Brow Serum. You know, I got that in a little sampler and ended up purchasing the full size because I do like it so much. But this is just a little baby. And I'll show you all on the back of my hand what this looks like. It's a pretty color. It's got a little bit of a metallic shift to it. And I do like a shadow stick. They're nice for kind of quick everyday makeup. But I'm going to start by just scribbling this on the lid, and then I've got a fluffy brush that I'm going to blend it out with. And I'm just going to work one eye at a time. I'm just going to place it right there kind of on the outside corner and start blending it out. I'm just going to kind of feather it over towards the inside of my lid so that the color's a little bit lighter there than it is in the outer corner. And that should kind of give us a, you know, should make it look like we did more than we did. Super easy to work with. Just taking my finger to kind of clean that edge up. It's a really pretty shade. And we'll do the same thing over here on the other eye. And with any shadow stick, I would recommend just doing, you know, working one eye at a time. Most of them give you a little time to work with them before they sit down. But I know the ones that I have from e.l.f., you know, once they sit down, they don't move. But when you see how quick and easy that was. And if you didn't want to take it all the way into the crease, you could always, you know, throw a shade that's a shadow that's a shade or two deeper than your skin tone, especially if you have hooded eyes, if you want to kind of push that hood back. I like that. That was super easy to work with. Which I don't know how that compares to, you know, like your Laura Mercier caviar sticks or any of those, since I haven't tried them, but my e.l.f. shadow sticks work really well too. I don't think that I have one that's in that kind of bronzy, shimmery shade, but I think that's very pretty. I may take just a little bit more, just right on the lash line in the outer corner, just to deepen that bit up a little bit. and just not blend as far. It's a really nice formula though. And it may not be picking up on camera, but you know, I'm a little bit lighter here in the inner portion of my eye, so it really looks like I tried harder than I did. I like that so far. We'll see how it wears. And then for mascara, I've got a little sample of this Anastasia Beverly Hills Lash Brag Volumizing Mascara. Oh wait, let's do a little concealer first. I forgot I had a concealer. Get it together, Leslie. Get it together. The concealer I have is from Nude Sticks. And this is the shade Nude 3. And I looked this up. It doesn't look like it comes in a ton of shades. It looked like maybe around 11. And it retails for like $28. Just going to kind of squish it around a little bit. Going to squeeze that out on my palette as well. And I'll just use a brush to dip in and get it where I want it. Just going to use a flat shader brush. I've never used anything from Nude Sticks. Hopefully that won't be. There's actually a good bit in here. That's what it looks like. It's kind of a thicker consistency. We'll see how this shade is. It does have a little bit of a, looks like a peachy undertone. I'm just going to start with that small amount and going to blend it out with my Angie Hot and Flashy concealer brush. Take just a little bit more. And put in those deepest areas. And y'all let me know if there's anything that we try today that is one of your favorites. I'm going to take my Camo Concealer sponge, it's just barely damp, and just really make sure I press that in good. It doesn't have a ton of coverage. But it's not bad. It looks to be more of a medium coverage. I do feel like I need just a little bit more to. I'll have a bit of a shadow at the corner of my eyes. At first glance, not super impressed with that, but we'll see how it wears. And then I'm going to take, I'm not going to put any of the shadow stick under my eyes so we can see if this mascara transfers. So now we'll do some mascara. Just going to comb my lashes with my little Real Techniques lash comb. Oh, it's a pretty big brush, kind of hourglass shaped. It looks to be a boar bristle type of brush. I don't always have the best luck with these huge brushes. I tend to make a mess. That's one coat. Looks pretty good, though. It looks like it's given a good bit of volume. I'll go in for coat number 2. And that's 2 coats on this eye versus the 1 on that eye. I kind of have a hard time with these fat brushes too, getting those lashes in the inside corners. We'll do a little on the bottom. So that's 2 coats on the top lashes and then just a small coat on the bottom. I think it built up pretty well. And it seems like this brush caught all of my lashes, which some of them are kind of going crazy, but you know, that's just a story of my life. And I don't have a brow gel, so I'm just going to throw on the NYX brow glue right quick. And I do enjoy this NYX brow glue. And then I don't have a bronzer. I'm going to squeeze out one of these deeper shades of this foundation and see if we could make it work as a bronzer. I don't know. I'm going to take a look at it and see 26 looks like. See if we can. I really like the way that shadow stick turned out. See if this is a warmer. Oh no. That's gonna be too, looks pretty orangey. Let's look at toffee. I'm afraid. I know I've seen people use concealer as bronzer or contour, but let's just try it. I'm going to take my e.l.f. Putty Primer Applicator. I'm just going to kind of work that into that brush and see. And I'm going to use a clean side of my sponge and see if we can pounce that in and make it work for a bronzer. Why not? Let's take a look. It's actually not terrible. And I ended up using the darker shade, the chai something or other. Not bad. Foundation's not looking the best though. But we might be able to do a little setting spray and make that look a little bit better. And then for blush, got a little mini sampler from Tarte, and then I also have one of the Rare Beauty liquid blushes. So for blush, we've either got our little Rare Beauty liquid blush. I think this is pretty pink. Yeah, this is a very like baby doll pink. And then I've got one of those little Tarte mini blushes in the shade Peaceful. I think this one's got a little bit of a shimmer in it. I think I may go with Peaceful to kind of match my top a little better. But I have used that Rare Beauty liquid blush, and it's a really nice blush. And these are great too, these ones from Tarte. I'm just going to take a little angled brush. This one looks like it might have a little shimmer in it. Tap that off. And just for reference, I know we've got quite a few new subscribers. I am 41 and my skin is mostly normal. Sometimes in the summer I can get a little oily in my T-zone, but for the most part it's pretty, normal. Really liking that shadow stick. And then I don't have a highlighter, but I do have also from Rare Beauty is this little Always an Optimist illuminating primer base. And I personally prefer a matte finish, for my foundation, so I don't like illuminating primers. So I have used this before for a kind of like a liquid highlight, and I think it's pretty. So that's what we're going to use for a little bit of highlight today. Because it's a nice kind of pearly looking. I'm just going to tap that on the cheeks. And it just kind of gives a nice dewy glow. Now I think Rare Beauty does make a liquid highlight. I have not tried it. But if this formula has any bearing on, what that formula might be like, this is really pretty. And since this is a primer, it will set down, but it just gives a really nice kind of dewy glow. It's not glittery. It doesn't have, chunks of sparkle. You can kind of see where it's rubbed in on my finger there. It's just a really pretty, kind of gives a natural dewy type of glow. And then for lips, I've got a little Rare Beauty liquid lip, and then I've got the tiniest little Maracuja juicy lip I've ever seen in my life. This is a really comfortable formula. Don't keep this in your pocket. It gets kind of melty. But I think we might go for this liquid lip. This is the shade Confident, and this is their matte lip cream. And I don't recall, and I don't have a lip liner, so we're just going to go sans lip liner today. It's just kind of a mauvey, pinky shade. But I can't remember if I've used it or I love it or... So that's what that shade looks like. Feels comfy so far, but it hasn't fully dried down yet. Foundation's not sitting the best, but I do have a little bit of some Cover FX setting spray. So we may that sprayer is not nice. Concealer looks like it's starting to gather already, but anyway, this is our full face of minis and samples. I think that eyeshadow is really pretty. That shadow stick. This lip feels like it's dried down. It's pretty comfortable. Not my favorite shade. I would probably pair it with a little bit of a brownie lip liner, but and this foundation, it's not sitting real well. But you can see where I put that shadow stick on my hand. It's not budging. Like I am putting on the pressure and it's not moving. But we'll go look outside in the sunshine and let y'all see how everything looks in real life. So I'll see you in a second. So here's what everything looks like in natural light. This phone isn't quite capturing. I'm going to step out into the bright sun here in a second, but it's just sitting kind of heavy in my wrinkles, and even on my cheeks, it's where my blush is. It's kind of looking weird, and I've used that blush before, and it's a great blush that looks really smooth on the skin, and it kind of sitting funny on my nose, but I'm going to step out, and the concealer, it's looking a little dry, but I'm going to step out here in the bright sun. I can't open my eyes because it's just a lot, but that's what everything looks like. I really like the shadow stick, and the lip is comfortable. I will, if you don't see me in a second checking in, I'll update the description box as to how everything, you know, kind of hangs on and wears. And if anybody likes this foundation and concealer, you know, let us know in the comments, you know, what skin type you have and all of that kind of stuff and how you apply it to make it look its best. But I'll see you in a little bit. Hey y'all, I was just checking in to kind of update you on how everything wore, and you know I film on my iPhone, so everything looks great just looking at it, you know, from here, but this mascara has smudged something serious, and this foundation is gathering in my lip wrinkles, and it's gathering in my forehead, lines. The eyeshadow stick still looks really good. And the Rare Beauty lip product, that actually wears pretty nice. Now I have reapplied some stuff, lip gloss and whatever. And it may just be that foundation doesn't agree with my sunscreen, but if something doesn't agree with my sunscreen, then it's not going to agree with me because I have to have my sunscreen. But that mascara has smudged pretty serious. And like I said, that foundation is just sitting weird. It's like gathered in my nose. It's gathering here and kind of separating. I'm a little bit shiny, but not super shiny. The shine is fine, but it's just the settling in every... I've got a mirror here I'm looking in. Settling in every wrinkle and pore and emphasizing dry skin I didn't even know I had. Same with that concealer. It's just sitting really weird under my eyes. It's not flattering at all. I really, like my NYX concealer serum wears a lot better, and or the Lancome Tint Idole Ultra Wear, that wears really nice. But I love the shadow stick, and the Tarte blush and that Rare Beauty primer, those are good. I've used those before. So yeah, not my favorite foundation. And if I had more, I would try it again, with a different, maybe a different primer, or prep my skin different, other than, I'm going to wear my sunscreen because I have to, but yeah, not my favorite. But like I said, if this is something that works good for you, let us know, what skin type you have, and, what you put underneath it and that kind of stuff, so that, just because something doesn't work for me doesn't mean it won't work for somebody else. Makeup and skincare, all that kind of stuff is very personalized. We all have very different skin, very different preferences as far as makeup goes. But I just wanted to update you guys on that. And thanks so much for watching. And if you don't mind, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. That helps, helps the algorithms to let people know that, y'all like my videos, you find my content interesting, what have you, so that they hopefully will suggest it to other people. But thank y'all so much, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.